today I'm going to talk with this great teacher.
Great teacher Steve.
Yeah.
There you go.
Could you explain about the name?
Well, it's a funny story because I used to teach in a school in France. In my door, I put like some paper and students could come and draw and put messages and everything. Mm-hmm. And one day there was a student that put Great Teacher Steve. And what he told me was, hey, you don't know Great Teacher Onizuka? And I was like, no, I didn't know. So he showed me the anime, the manga, Great Teacher Onizuka. And he said, yeah, he's a gangster because he's not like a regular teacher. He's like this crazy teacher and stuff. So he said, oh, you are Great Teacher Steve.
Could you describe what you are doing?
Yeah, so I'm here. I teach in a European Studies program, courses on strategy, marketing, social innovation, entrepreneurship.
Before coming here, I studied about French education. Mm-hmm. An article said that in French schools, actually creativity is not the first priority.
No.
So they are stressing the authority of teachers, and they put emphasis on rote learning.
Yeah.
So in that case, what you are doing is really different.
Yeah. I'm a survivor from the French education system. So for me, school was always a bad experience. It was always very negative and I really suffered. Somehow when I became a teacher, I say, okay, I want to give an experience that is totally different from the one I received. So that's why I try to experiment and make it more fun, make it more entertaining, put people in movement, because if your body is in movement, your mind is in movement, right? So I try to create different type of experience. I like to define myself as a learning experience designer.
When did you get interested in education, or rather thinking about yourself giving education to children?
Never.
Never?
No. It's funny because as a kid, I always wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a physician, right? But I wanted to work with kids. And somehow I was presented with the opportunity of teaching. I said to myself, okay, how do I want this experience to be for my students? I want them to have fun. I want myself to have fun. I want them to experience something that I've never experienced, which is a deep connection between themselves and deep connection with me. It just started as an accident, and along the way, I started experimenting with different things. Oh, I'm gonna take from my experience in sports, in basketball, how can I take arts and use it? It's funny because when I started teaching, people were like, oh, it's so you. So it makes sense. I was not a good student, but I think that's to my advantage. Let's say you want to create a security system for a bank. Who are you going to ask? You're probably going to ask the people that used to be gangsters or used to rob banks because they understand what's wrong with the system and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you want to create better teaching experience, you should ask the people that are not necessarily the best, but the people that were like in the back of the classroom, didn't listen. If you can capture their attention, you can capture the attention of everyone else.
What's the biggest difference between France school and Dutch school?
To be honest, I'm still discovering the culture because I've been here for a very short time, a year and a half. But I can sense that here people are kind of open to new ways of
open-minded.
Yes, the students in the Netherlands are quite easygoing. They won't necessarily challenge you as much. The culture is about be good and don't try to be too much. You know? People are not necessarily driven by the ambition of being the best. In France, because we have a culture of revolution and challenge and stuff, so you get challenged more by the students, which is okay, which I really appreciate as well. Especially that school where I started was quite tough environment, but then everywhere else I've been, it's easier.
I checked your Facebook and Instagram feeds. I knew that in one of your recent classes, you asked their important 10 values.
Yeah.
I really want to know what value they are prioritizing.
Sharing, happiness, fun, learning, respect, fulfilling, spending time to get to know each other. It was different for every group, but all of it was about something that is bigger than themselves. None of them was selfish. It was always like the group.
What do you think they are craving for right now?
Purpose, sense, the why. So especially in the Hague, The students really want to better the world and they have that vision. But I think what they are craving is purpose. Why? Like, how can we apply what we're learning here to deal with this situation we are facing as global citizens?
I see you really ambitious and also strong confidence.
Yes, I'm French, born and raised in France, but my mom is from Cameroon, so I have the African influence. I think we are quite confident people there too, and big mouth, and I think the confidence is really my parents and the love they gave me.
Do you still remember when you were in school, how you got treated by other classmates?
In school, I experienced racism, bullying. Bullying is interesting because I was the bully and I bullied. I'm not proud of it, so I was on both sides.
You experienced both.
But racism, teachers telling me I would never do anything good in my life. Oh, I want to be a doctor. I had teachers say, no, Steve, you can't. Even though my grades were okay and stuff, no, you can't. Oh, I want to go into that career. No, you can't. So I don't think any of my teachers would have imagined me teaching. And I grew up in a neighborhood that was challenging. I left some people as a kid and we used to do sports and we have illusion, and I go back now, they're like drug addicts or in jail. If the school was like less cold and more helping and say, hey, good job, you can do it, you can do great things, they would have done great things in their life.
Nowadays, everyone can access to a lot of information.
Yeah.
How do you
Which is great.
You think that's great?
Of course, it's amazing. The kings and the queens of the past and all together in a few minutes. I see it as something amazing. The problem is, if you try to position yourself as the source of knowledge, you know, because you can't beat Google. Google will always win. You can't even beat Wikipedia. It's not about you having the knowledge and transferring. It's about maybe you helping them to understand where to get the information, what to do with the information, and put it in a context.
Because of big amount of information, nowadays people are likely to lose their own right answer.
Yeah.
Especially in Japan, I feel like people are always pursuing what to do for their better future, what to do to deal with a specific situation, but they are just searching and then too much equipped, and eventually they don't do anything.
You're pursuing what to do, but first you have to pursue who to be and who are you. Right? So first you have to know who you are. And that's the thing that a lot of times school fail to do. In many cultures in Africa, even before a baby is born, there's, okay, what's his mission? What's her mission? You may not know what sort of job you want to do in life, but it gives you a target or a direction or sense. If you know who you are, then the rest is just technical aspects. In this Western society about everything has to be fast and we have to perform and we have to go up, up, up. And it drives you crazy. So you have to stop, identify who you are. And it can take a long time. For me, it took a long time to actually know, okay, this is who I am. I wish I had people before that helped me to define or find who I am. So that's also what I try to do in the way I teach. Okay, no, that was good, man.
Thank you.
Thanks to you.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.